John here with Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel, back with another meeting of the Retiring Club. I will be your host for this meeting. In this meeting of the Retiring Club, we're going to be talking about capitalizing on a surging market. Once again, I have, as a portfolio manager, I went ahead and monitored one of the mutual funds. It reached an all-time high, and I was able to sell $1,000 worth of it so that I have some cash going into next year, just in case that the yield from the dividends and the capital gains comes up a little short. I'll be able to add that $1,000 to it. But before I get into that, I want to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. I recently retired September 26th from Morgan Stanley. I was a help desk agent and I worked as a computer tech since 1982. So I've worked there for over 40 years. And over the last 5 years, starting right around about 2021, I really uh, burned the midnight oil to get myself ready for retirement. And the convenience store clerk to retiree series outlines the steps that I took to get myself ready for my retirement, with the emphasis of covering myself in case of job loss. So there are about 4 videos, starting with the budgeting and taking a look at that first, as well as the picking up the part-time job when I went to Savannah, getting out of debt, the home purchase of the condo which I'm in now. Um, that was my best investment. Coming up in about 5 more days, it'll be actually 11 years since I moved in it. I've decided to keep the mortgage for now and just add an extra $100, which I've been doing for 3 years. And then once I get my pension, I'm going to throw the $200. So it looks like I'll carry it for another 7 years. And then when it gets down about 21,000, I'll just pay it off. But all of these are great strategies that I use to get myself ready for retirement. And I urge you to go through under the playlist for FIRE. That's where I have all those videos if you're interested in looking at my journey to retirement. But in this segment, I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share. And we're going to talk about my process of monitoring some investments, keeping track of them, and then pulling some money out, um, so that I have some cash reserves in the individual retirement account, so that next year, when I fall in the 10% and then eventually the 12% tax bracket, I'll have plenty of cash to pull from to cover all my expenses for the year 2026. Okay, so I'm going to come back shortly and we're going to do a screen share and go ahead and cover that. Capitalizing in the surging market. You're with me, John, at the Retiring Club, and this is our meeting for today. Okay, so we'll take a look at this, capitalizing on a surging market. And this investment, I keep an eye on them, and I specifically look for how well the investments are doing. So if we take a look at FDSXX, this is made up of the Magnificent Seven. It's got Bank of America in there, and I believe Whitney or Broadcom. So it's got the Magnificent Seven and a big bank in there. I believe I opened this in June of 2012 with the money that came over from the data center job. So you can see here, it's got a average share price of 951, and that's my initial investment. I got 59 shares, and it's hit an all-time high of $94.54, which would have been last Thursday. The gain on the account is 893. Now, when the accounts have these large gains and there's a lot of money in there, like a grand, where I feel I can afford to take it out, I'll go ahead and do that. This is a really good fund right here. I handpicked this. I have taken a total of $3,400 out of this account since 2012, and it's still growing. So if we take a look at the chart, this is from Yahoo Finance right here, $94.54. It's hit its all-time high. I went ahead and put in the sale on December 11th. So it sells at the market. So there was no after hour trading or anything like that. And so when it opened up, because it's a mutual fund, it's not like a stock where they're actually, hey, I got a guy once asking 94.54. Can I get that for it? Well, at the end of the day, the market had closed and my order got filled at $93.26, which is significantly off by a buck, about a buck 30, buck 28 from what I was hoping to get. And it shows that it sold enough number of shares. Now I tracked the capital gains. It's going to pay out in another 10 days. All of my mutual funds are going to pay out the dividends, short-term and long-term capital gains. I've got a spreadsheet that I'm going to show you guys how I track this. And I'm hoping that that money that comes from the two IRAs, the Fidelity IRA and the E-Trade IRA, they're traditional IRAs, they're rollovers. I'm going to see if they can generate enough gains, leave them in a sweep account, and then I'll transfer that into my cash bucket. And I'll let that money sit there all year over at VO Bank, earning 3.7%. And I'll just pay my bills for it all year long. I've got my mortgage and the homeowners association set up to automatically pay that regardless if I'm here or not. I don't, it's just automatically set up as recurring. I don't want to have any jeopardy with this home. So this is what I'm doing here. So just remember, when you see these dollar amounts, Friday the market went down and it got filled here, but this is still all-time high. So that's it. Once again, and this is part of portfolio turnover, how you capitalize and create money. Now that's $1,000. I've taken another $1,000 previously out of this account for 2 grand, and that was helped increase my my Fidelity SPAXX, the money market, and I actually put 12,400 in my account to cover me. Um, Actually, I needed it for 2 months, uh, November and December, and there's some money left over, and I'm just going to keep that for cash reserves. So this is it on the presentation. This is how you can capitalize on a surging market by monitoring. I just throw these numbers in a spreadsheet with the date. I'll look through this chart, and if this is the all-time, if this little high point was back here, I would look at that and try and see if it's going to reach it. A bunch of my investments have fell back, so I'll just have to wait. But I think we're going to be pretty optimistic for next year. Let's see if all the layoffs stop and we can continue on moving forward for 2026. Okay. So this is John, and you're with me at the Retiring Club, just talking about how we capitalize on the market. Put a sell in, the next day it gets filled. Okay. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like, and take a look at some of my other videos, and make it a good day.